Having known what complex numbers are, now let's look at some simple examples where to evaluate for the first one I cube. Now remember we said, so let's use the green. So for the first one I cube, remember we said that I is equal to root of -1. So this means when we square both sides, we're going to have I squared is going to be equal to -1. That is by squaring here and here. This is going to go with this, and we're going to have I squared to be equal to -1. So wherever we find I squared, remember to substitute it as -1. So here we have I cube. I cube simply means I multiplied by I multiplied by I, or we could just say I squared multiplied by I. So this is going to be equal to, we said I squared is what? -1. So this is going to be equal to -1 multiplied by I, and our answer will be -I. But since I squared is equal to -1, we could simply say, I guess that's the simplest we could simplify it. So that's the answer there. And for the second one, I to the power of 4. I to the power of 4 we have. Now to simplify this, we simply have I squared multiplied by I squared. So with this we have and remember I squared is what? -1. -1 multiplied by -1. The answer is, this will result to minus goes with minus. We have positive, and 1 multiplied by 1 is 1. So the answer is 1. For the third example, we have I raised to the power of 23. Now 23 is an odd number. That's the first thing to notice. So we could simply, and we know that I squared has a value which is what? -1. So is I to the power of 4. It's going to also give a value. So the even powers of I, will be much easier to deal with. Therefore we say I to the power of 23 will now be I multiplied by I to the power of 22. This can further be simplified as I multiplied by I squared to the power of 11 using simple indices, right? Here in the bracket we have -1 multiplied by the power of 11 multiplied by I. So this will result in I to the power of 11 is going to give -1 to the power of 11 is going to give -1, because it's an odd power. It's going to result in that. Well, if it were an even power, we would have 1. So -1 to the power of 11 we have -1. I multiplied by this will result in -I. And this is our final answer, -I.